Marti, first league win of the season. How did you turn that one around?
Yeah, great feeling because actually I think it's a game with three moments. The first one is I think we start the game quite well, the first 60 minutes until they score. We know that they are very physical side, very intense, and actually they score. They are very good on set pieces as well. So I think since the moment that they score is the second moment of the game until we score, until the halftime, and actually the first 6 7 minutes of the second half, they were very dominant. I think that Paul Nardi makes a fantastic save that keep us in the game. And after that, we were kind of investing. We spoke about in the halftime that we had to make some adjustments to get a little bit more energy. We had a lot of fresh legs compared to Tuesday, but it was about investing because against teams that press so high and so man as they do, it's about doing the right combination to make sure that you get in a situation almost 1v1. And that was the case in the goal. In one ball that it's about inviting the high press and then going in behind. We managed to get that situation. Michi was exceptional, and then we scored the draw. And from that moment is the third moment of the game. I would say that we were very good on the ball. We started to create immediately the second goal, but we had good control. And it's true that the last 4 or 5 minutes, then Luton puts a lot of pressure because they need to risk. But out of that, I think that it was a good shift change from the team in the second half.
And Mishi obviously does really well for both of the goals. Just how impressed were you with him tonight?
Very happy for him because he has been working really hard. He came in a difficult moment to the league. It's not easy for any player to come in the middle of the season, but especially on his case, the circumstance that he came from Belgium. In the moment that he was starting to get the pace of the league, he picked an injury, and that was the finish for him, the end of the season for him. And he came very strong. I think that it's a very good news for us that both Michi, Zan is looking better and better. That Alfie Lloyd, even today, as a left winger, we count on him as a kind of a striker. So yeah, very confident that all of them will help us a lot.
And what has Mishi been doing differently to make himself the first choice striker? Has he been getting himself in better shape, maybe?
It just you need to understand that football is as well a human being, and to change country, to change city, to play in a different way, new manager, new teammates, that takes times to adjust. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks, sometimes it takes 6 months. But to judge players based on 1 2 appearances is a big mistake. And I learned that especially with good players, you need to be very quiet and calm until there is some time for them. And I think that Mitch is showing, as it will show Nico, as it will show Caddy, as it will show, I would say, especially the players that never play in England, because that's a very special league in some way. For some players to come here today and see how physical, how intense, how direct is Luton is very different from many other countries. And I'm saying that coming from coaching in 5 different countries. So it takes a little bit of time to adjust, but I'm very confident that those players really want to succeed for QPR, and I'm here to try to help them to do it.
And the equaliser comes just after you make a change, move Madsen to the left, he scores. Is that another example of you being a brilliant manager?
Is another example of me being a lucky manager. I think that Nico is a very good player, and it was about putting him as a left winger to give him a little more time on the ball. It was difficult for him in the beginning, especially as I said after the goal. We struggled a bit on the mid pressure, mid block to high. I think that we were brilliant on the high press. I would say almost all the game, but this step to mid block against a team that is very direct, that puts a lot of diagonal balls, and then it's about the second ball is how much you want to press forward without getting weak into the second ball, and that's always this kind of 50-50 game. I'm happy for Nico. It's a goal that hopefully will give him some more confidence, even though he has a big personality, but his standards are very high, and he was not satisfied after the game despite his score. That shows a lot about what kind of player he is.
And I've got 17 minutes to ask you about transfers. Expecting anything else to happen, in or out?
It will be a big surprise in the next 17 minutes. Something happened for us. No, I'm satisfied with the addition of Ashby. Will give us some more possibilities to play as a right fullback. Everton is a profile that can play even high on the pitch, as he showed in the cup game. Jimmy, we know that his natural position is centre half. He has done amazing. I'm very happy for him today. Very happy because the own goal, because everything that happened 2 years ago. So very happy for the victory, and a new addition to create even more internal competition, because at the end that's the key, that everybody's ready to contribute.
And you were very clear from the start of the summer that you told Christian, you told the people above you what what you thought you needed. Do you feel you've got that at the end of the transfer window?
Almost. I'm almost. Oh, I'm very stubborn. I'm very stubborn. But I think that we got into a good point. I think I'm gonna value the fact that we made a big shift. It's not easy with the big transition where we are in this moment as a club, with manager that came in the middle of the last season, CEO that came in the middle of the last season. A lot of changes in the staff, a lot of changes as well in the squad. So those things will take time. So I'm convinced that we signed some good players for sure. Now it's about being patient, being calm. Today everything was not great. It was a game decided by the small edges, and my job is to make sure that the pieces start to work together better as soon as possible.
And Reggie Cannon's obviously moved on. He was someone who was playing a lot for you when you first came in. Why has it not quite worked out for him over the last few months?
Well, I think that the club said very clear on the statement, and there's not so much I can add there. But just say thanks to Reggie, fantastic guy, and for his contribution.
Marti, sorry, you were just asked about Jimmy Dunn, who was a bit unfortunate with the own goal. It was the second successive game here that happened. He was shaking like a nightmare. How was he at half time?
Look, Jimmy is a very good football player, but he has a privileged brain and head. He's very good on his personality, and that's why he's such a good footballer. He was calm. Of course, was frustrated about this unlucky one, but we didn't even comment about that. For me, it's just situation of the game, and that's why I say that I'm very happy, because I think in the second half he definitely raised his performance level, and that shows that in this league, resilience and making sure that you find your moment to change the game is there.
Because he seemed, as you say, he got stronger in the second half and on. In fact, one of his headers was very close.
And the way, not only I would have been even happier if he was scoring this chance, but we know that he's a big threat on the position box, and a big help, because the way he defended the box as well in the last 5-6 minutes where they were really pushing. I'm very happy with him, and he's a very good player.
Because he had to put up with a lot from the home fans who were reminding him.
Football is about finding your moment. It's not about yesterday. It's not about tomorrow. It's about today. And today, we won.
Thanks. Just a quick general question, if I may, Marti. You say the Championship is different to a lot of leagues you've worked in. How do you describe it? How would you, if somebody in another country asked you what's the Championship like, they've not seen it, how would you sum it up? The intensity of it, the style, and what would you...
I will need some time, some good cup of coffee to explain everything. But first of all, I think that is a league that is so intense not only because of how the games are, but the amount of games, 46 games plus cup. It's really challenging. I think there is a league that as well in some ways developing. Perhaps 5-10 years ago the style was more, I would say, common in between the teams. Now you can find teams as last season, for instance, Leicester, that was still extremely possession based, or Southampton, and still play against teams like, for instance, today Luton, or last season Rotherham, that are so direct, so physical. Sheffield Wednesday is another one with very high press and so on. Something to highlight is, I think, the atmosphere in the stadiums is incredible, and I really love this tradition. And you can feel it in a stadium like this today. It was a very good experience. So definitely a very funny league.
Also, I was going to say the last season, an issue in the first half of the season was a shortage of strikers. Now gone back down to having 2 strikers. Are you comfortable with that? How do you feel about moving into the season with just 2 up top?
It depends on how we consider as well Alfie, Lloyd, and Rayan, Kolli. It's true that both of them have been playing, contributing more from the left wing, but I think that I'm very happy with the solutions that we have. As I said, I have a big belief in all my players, and whatever is going to happen, we're going to try to find solutions. So I'm sure there's going to be moments where we're going to play with 2 players, as we did 1 week ago against Plymouth, with 2 strikers, Zan and Michi, at the same time. Today we play with Michi and Alfie at the same time. So it's going to be about me trying to get the best of it.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.